All right, so this is how we're gonna start off the stream. We're gonna start off by putting the PlayStation community on fraud watch. Now, for those unaware, Xbox over the past few months have revealed their latest game plan to stay in the good graces of gamers is they're gonna start bringing more of their exclusives over to the PlayStation side. Making a lot of Xbox people who fight the console war. First of all, if you fight the console war, you're an idiot. But making more Xbox people who fight the console war feel like they're being left out by Phil Spencer. What's the point of owning an Xbox if all the games are coming to PlayStation and PC is what a lot of them feel like. And to that I say, you should have never had an allegiance to a corporation because they're never gonna have an allegiance to you. That fell on deaf ears. But we're not here to talk about the Xbox crowd. We're here to talk about the PlayStation community and how much of frauds they are. For those unaware, one of the agendas that I push on this stream is that PlayStation niggas don't buy games unless they're Xbox games. They love to sit.
Super chat. I'm going to Snapchat Sonic my intrusive thoughts.
Shout out to Darth Misogyny with the $5 super chat. Wikipedia low-key spoiled all. Yo, chill. No spoilers. Yeah, PlayStation niggas don't buy games unless they're Xbox games. A really weird conundrum, but just further proof that the console war is not real. And today I have more evidence for you guys. The PlayStation niggas, the Sony ponies, they love to sit on the internet and talk about how Final Fantasy VII is the greatest RPG of all time. But when Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out, outside of the opening month, nobody bought that shit. Astrobot, one of my favorite games of last year. It won Game of the Year. A lot of you Sony ponies didn't buy it. Rise of Ronin, a cool action game. Wasn't even in the, I think it was number 10 the month it came out. And after that, it fell off the charts. Right. Put Astrobot on PC. Right. Put Astrobot on PC so the developers can recoup their money. The point I'm trying to make to y'all is outside of Grand Theft Auto, NBA 2K, Madden, Fortnite, FIFA, college football, and the MVP bundle, which is Madden and college football combined, PlayStation niggas don't buy games. They love to sit on the internet and talk about Spider-Man 2 should have won Game of the Year, this, that, and the third. But the data says that you guys do not buy the exclusives that you claim you love. Except for The Last of Us. That's why they keep remastering that shit. And ladies and gentlemen, I know it gets on some of y'all nerves because you guys are corporate cocksuckers. But I'm here to sadly report we have more data to suggest that PlayStation niggas' favorite games are Xbox games. According to reports, Forza Horizon 5 has sold 2 million units on the PlayStation 5 in the first month alone. This might end up being one of the best-selling games on PlayStation and Xbox game. You guys are fucking frauds. This is why I keep trying to tell y'all I get these jokes off. But understand there's truth to these jokes. The console war is not real. Stop participating in corporate cocksucking, because the more you suck off the corporations, the more we get these Jeff Bezos, Lex Luthor type, Andrew Wilson crazy ass niggas at the top who nickel and dime, who make fun of you, who release statements saying, oh, we don't need to make sure the next BioWare game is good because RPG nerds are gonna buy whatever the fuck we make anyway. This is how they're talking about us. The console war is not real. And listen, if you have a PlayStation and you're enjoying Forza, enjoy it. But I need y'all to stop acting like you hate Xbox. I'm not gonna lie. PlayStation niggas act like that one dude in your friend group that acts like he don't like fucking tortoise, fat bitches, bruh. Fat chicks need love too. Don't disrespect. Fat chicks need love too. But the PlayStation niggas are the ones that love to act like they not knocking down these tortoises. Dude, we know what you're doing at 3 in the morning. Stop fucking lying, bruh. Be who you are. So ladies and gentlemen, I have a new prediction. If Forza 5 sold 2 million copies in the first month of being on the PlayStation 5, When Gears of War comes out to the PS5, it's doing at least 3 million in the first month, maybe 5 million in the first year. And that's just gonna have crossplay. Oh, PlayStation niggas is gonna eat it the fuck up. I'm tired of people talking about gaming is dead. There's nothing to play. Apparently there is. It's Xbox games. So next time you see a Sony pony on the internet talking shit about the Xbox, say, why are you doing that? Why are you riding so hard for Sony? You guys love Xbox. You're secretly playing these games. You guys could not wait to play Forza. You can't wait to play Gears of War. You can't wait to play Grounded 2. You said, this is what I bought this PS5 for, this PS5 Pro. I'm trying to be this little ass kid riding around on ants like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's what I bought this next gen console for, nigga. Shut the fuck up. The console war is not real. If this hurts your feelings, fuck you. This is based off data. I don't base anything I'm talking about off my feelings, unless I say I'm pushing an agenda. Although this agenda is based off data, so you can't refute this shit, bro. This shit is selling like hotcakes, nigga. Y'all love this shit. Y'all fucking love. Matter of fact, before I move on, let me go ahead and say this shit real quick. All PS5 niggas, do me a favor. Go to your local store, go online, Amazon something, order some Xbox stickers and put an Xbox sticker over your PlayStation logo because you niggas is fucking frauds. You got an X station, nigga. You don't got a PlayStation. Shut the fuck up. And paint it green too. Cause you not playing no PlayStation exclusives. It's fucking crazy. Anyways, next topic. In other regards to fucking frauds, let's talk about an industry. Well, first we was talking about the gamer frauds. Let's talk about industry frauds. I'm watching you from my X station right now. Hey, I respect that you already calling it the X station. I respect that. Yo, shout out to Trey Galloway, which by the way, the funny thing about the Forza, as I called it like 2 months ago. I said, they gonna eat this shit up, bro. Niggas is liars, bro. Shout out to the X station, man. New console on the market. Mind's Eye boss reportedly blames its failure on saboteurs and says a relaunch is in the works, even as the entire development studio is at risk of layoffs. Shout out to Simba with the super chat, bro. Yeah, Gears is next. The situation in Mind's Eye studio, Build a Rocket, has taken another weird turn in the form of a video chat between the founder and its employees. According to an IGN report, Benzi is committed to a relaunch of Mind's Eye. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna go ahead. Since we're relaunching Mind's Eye, this fucking shit stain, I was calling it Pink Eye because it sucks. But ladies and gentlemen, I have a new name for Mind's Eye. Mind's Eye will now go by Pink Eye, AKA the Morbius of video games. Now, why am I calling this the Morbius of video games? Because if you guys remember, when Morbius came out, that movie was awful. It flopped in theaters, and then they brought it to Apple TV, and Apple tweeted out, Morbius is the #1 movie this weekend on Apple TV. And for some reason, Sony thought that people loved Morbius, when really they were just streaming it because it was free on Apple TV. So the internet fooled Sony into redistributing Morbius into movie theaters, and it didn't flop once, but it flopped twice. Give it up for the internet, man. And you know who's following in the footsteps of Morbius? Pink Eye. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The head of the studio said they are committed to re-releasing Pink Eye, presumably with the goal of setting the game on a redemption arc, even though the entire studio is at risk of being let go. Looming the layoffs at Build a Rocket Boy. They were first confirmed last week with the beginning of a 45-day consultancy period required by law in the UK when a company is planning to lay off more than 100 employees. The studio acknowledged at the time that there are some internal changes happening, but they seemed eager to play it down, saying that it was working to reassign roles for as many employees as possible and that the consultation process may result in redundancies. Mind's Eye, Pink Eye Deluxe. Instead of getting pink eye in one eye, you're getting it in both, nigga. Got the fucking Sharingan. Today's IGN report says the redundancy emails have been sent to everyone at Build a Rocket Boy's UK studio. However, estimated to be around 300 people. Build a layoff. as well as the staff at PlayFusion, developer of the multiplayer shooter Ascendant, which Build a Rocket Boy acquired in 2024. That does not bode well for the studio's promise to keep working on the game until it doesn't suck. Siggy beat this game? Yeah, he did beat it, unfortunately.
I mean, following Sonic.
But that's fucking funny. They put this in the article, hoping the game doesn't suck. Where do these employees go when they keep firing people? New studio to get fired again? Well, hopefully they don't get fired again. Because to be fair to the developers, a lot of what's going on with this game is not their fault. I can't stress enough how important having good leadership is in anything you do. Like, sure, the developers play a small role in it, but it has more to do with the directors, the producers. They were too focused on writing in the trailers that this was made by former Rockstar developers instead of listening to the developers and making a good game. But the head of the studio, famed as one of the driving forces behind Grand Theft Auto series prior to his departure from Rockstar in 2014, seemingly has bigger plans than just fixes. On July 2nd, according to the report, he addressed studio staff via video chat, during which he reportedly said the studio would make a comeback and relaunch Pink Eye, presumably to a greater success than it enjoyed so far, which, to be blunt, is none. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you didn't do anything, there's nowhere to go but up, technically. Man, something like this looks awful on the portfolio. It does. I wouldn't even put it on. If I would advise any devs to get fired from them, don't even put this game on your resume. Don't put it on your resume until you book another gig, and then you can get a good game on your resume, then maybe put it on there. He also blamed at least some of the troubles with the game and the studio on, and I'm quoting IGN here by saying, internal and external saboteurs, among other things. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The head of Build a Layoff, the studio behind Pink Eye, is claiming the reason this game failed wasn't due to poor leadership, due to a lack of polish and just a shitty game. He's saying Sam Fisher snuck into the studio, hacked into their computers with his little green goggles, and saboteured everything. Somebody came into the studio, a secret agent, fucking Ezio Auditore, came in and just started stabbing the computers, and that's why the game fucking sucks. He said somebody was out to get us. Now, they said that's a wild statement to make, but it's also intriguing because Build a Rocket Boy's co-CEO Mark Geherd said something similar in May. That Mind's Eye well-documented pre-release troubles were the result of a concerted effort to trash the game and the studio being waged by forces unknown. You know what's so funny about both their CEOs blaming people, saying that they were trying to ruin this game's reputation? I don't know if you guys remember, but this game came out of nowhere like earlier this year. Like, it randomly got announced and they said we're coming out later this year. So how did anybody have time to come up with a plan and to just shit on your game? Your game came out of nowhere. We played it. It fucking sucked. Like, what are you talking about there? And that's a crazy word to use, a saboteur. What are we talking about here? Ninjas snuck into the studio and wrote a bad script? Okay, get the fuck out of here. This nigga says Sasui from the fucking Uchiha clan snuck in, started slashing the computers with the sword and shit, bro. Naruto Uzumaki snuck in and did the fucking sexy jutsu in front of the computer and distracted all the developers looking at all that titties and ass. Now they can't focus and the game fucking sucks. Get your dumb ass out of here, bro. For Build a Rocket Boy's top guys to make a similar claims leaves us with two potential explanations. The pressure is starting to get to everyone. There really is a conspiracy against Build a Rocket Boy in Mind's Eye that somehow caused it not to be very good. The existence of shadowy forces working to keep Pink Eye from success is hard to believe, but frankly, so is the CEO's promise of a relaunch and a redemption arc. It immediately conjures thoughts of a game like Cyberpunk 2027 and No Man's Sky, both of which both have remarkable turnarounds. So here's the difference between Cyberpunk and No Man's Sky. Those were both really good ideas that had poor execution. Pink Eye is just not a good idea. So let me go ahead and save you guys some time and save you guys some stress. Whatever you guys got cooking up there, whatever you're reheating in the back in the microwave, go ahead and throw it away. Your local soup kitchen doesn't even want that shit, nigga. The game fucking sucks. Back to the drawing board. I'm here to let y'all know we don't care. Yeah, shadowy forces. Like there's some secret Illuminati group in the industry with fucking black cloaks in the background, conjuring up spells and shit, trying to summon demons to get them to make their game fail and shit, bro. Like, just fucking goofy. I think jokes aside, I think the main thing y'all can take away from this, if y'all want to learn anything, is accountability. If you make a mistake, take accountability for it. People will forgive you. You know what's funny? if they really wanted people to play this game and they're really working on trying to have like a Cyberpunk 2077 comeback, the better solution would have been go to the press and say, hey, we apologize for the release of the state of the game. We know it's not in the best place. For those who are still interested, we're working on Mind's Eye 2.0. And if you just keep an open mind, we're going to re-release the game as what we originally wanted it to be. And we're also going to release it at a discounted price for $40 or $30. So more of you are willing to give a chance, but all we're asking is you to give a chance. No, you hopped your dumb ass on the internet and you said it's my fault. How is it my fault, nigga? I didn't want to play this shit in the first place. Fuck out of here, nigga. So this is the problem with capitalism. We have another bad capitalism story. Subnotica 2, if you were looking forward to the game, we got some drama surrounding the survival ocean game Subnotica 2. Krafton, the multi-billion dollar, and I repeat, multi-billion dollar publishing studio, recently made headlines by announcing a surprise change in leadership at Unknown Worlds, the developers behind Subnotica, citing a lack of focus on the development of Subnotica 2 as the core reason behind the abrupt dismissals. Krafton acquired Unknown Worlds back in 2021 with the initial promise of releasing Subnotica 2 in early access by 2024. Since then, however, the game has seen several delays. On July 2nd, Krafton announced Unknown Worlds co-founders were being fired effective immediately. The three executives, Ted Gill, Charlie Cleveland, and Max McQuire, were replaced by Stephen Papalopoulos. I don't know how to say that. Nigga, your name is Papalopoulos. As the CEO, best known for his work on the Callisto Protocol. Oh, man, I got a new prediction, chat. I don't know, man. I don't know about this game, dude. This is crazy. Instead of putting them on probation, or if you wanted to fire them, bringing in a new CEO for the company that has a proven track record, these niggas fired the group of people that made the original, because I didn't play this game. I'm not into these survival games like that. But one thing I do know is people do love Subnautica. It has a community. This was a successful game on Steam. You fired the people who created the successful franchise, and you brought in a nigga who got fired off his old game, Dead Space, did a remake called the Callisto Protocol based off the original game that's worse than the original game and is one of the worst games of last fucking year. Give it up for this company, guys. Now, initially, Krafton did not provide a reason for the termination beyond hinting at a faster development cycle under Papalopoulos. Unknown Worlds also released a statement of their own assuring players that while the leadership may have changed, the core development team actually working on Subnautica 2 remains the same. It doesn't change the fact that you changed the directors, you changed the leadership. That can lower morale. It can change the vision. You say it, but we'll see. Shortly after the news broke, Charlie Cleveland published a blog post in response to Krafton's actions, detailing his long career in the game development world and how much of a shock it was to him when he was disallowed from working on the title he had spent 20 years building. Crucially, he stated that the game is ready for early access, stating that if the decision had been left up to Unknown Worlds, former leadership Subnautica 2 would have been released early access sometime during 2025 as originally planned. So they said they had been trying to put it out. We got a war of the words over here. The situation further escalated when Bloomberg's Jason Schreier reported that Krafton had promised a $250 million earnout to Unknown Worlds if the studio was able to hit certain revenue targets by 2025. Most of that sum would reportedly have gone to the three co-founders, the same individuals fired just before the game's early access window. Conspiracy. So, let me tell you where I think this is about to go. If it's true that one of the founders of the company is saying that the game was ready to be released, but it got delayed by the publisher, and then they all got fired when in their contract, they were just so happened to also get $250 million, sounds like the publisher was trying to kick them out just so they didn't have to pay them. That's a shame. Where was I at? Most of the sum would reportedly have gone to the three co-founders, the same individuals found early access. Compounding the controversy, it was also revealed that Krafton had delayed Subnotica 2 to 2026, effectively ensuring that the bonus conditions could no longer be met. So I was right. I only had to read one more sentence. This sounds like a conspiracy then. In response to mounting backlash, Krafton released another statement confirming the existence of the $250 million earn-out deal. Notably, it was revealed that 90% of this payout would be handed to the three executives at the center of this controversy. However, Krafton insisted that the financial concerns had nothing whatsoever to do with the termination. Instead, the company accused Cleveland, Gill, and McGuire of failing to fulfill their responsibilities, specifically calling out Charlie Cleveland for prioritizing a personal film project over Subnautica 2. Krafton also expressed that the reason for the delay to 2026 was because in its current state, the game falls short in terms of content volume, a statement that directly contradicted Cleveland's earlier claims that the game was ready to be released in 2025. We got a word of the words. It's his word versus their word. He said, now this is journalism. What's crazy is there's a spinoff of Callisto Protocol called Redacted. It's a roguelike. Yeah, and I'm here to let you know ain't nobody playing that shit, nigga. In retaliation, Cleveland published another blog post announcing, shout out to you for the follow, for the former Unknown Worlds co-founders, where they're preparing to file a lawsuit against the publisher. While the exact nature of the lawsuit remains unclear, most signs point to defamation or unlawful termination claims. Cleveland, who's become an informal spokesperson for the fired executives, has indicated that they will be public and protracted battle in court. The initial community reaction has been overwhelmingly in favor of Unknown Worlds' former leadership. Many fans believe Krafton's decision to terminate the co-founders just before the early access launch was a calculated move to avoid a massive payout. They didn't want to pay him. That's what I think too. Others, however, are taking the wait and see approach, as the extremely direct accusatory nature of Krafton's statement hasn't received an adequate rebuttal from the opposing side. Additionally, a leaked development document recently surfaced on Reddit from unverified sources, which points to Subnautica 2 being in an unfinished state, further complicating matters. If true, this would lend a lot of credence to Krafton's versions of events. As the lawsuit proceeds, more facts surrounding this controversy are expected to surface, potentially offering fans a clearer picture of what's happening behind the scenes. I wouldn't be surprised if there is some truth on both sides. Like what they're saying is they were supposed to get a payout and the game was in a good enough state to release in early access because it's early access. But maybe Krafton wanted more content. It wasn't to their standards or what they wanted to see. And maybe dude was working on a side project. Maybe he was working on a film. But to that I say, if that's true, maybe there was a little bit of truth on both sides. If that is the case and it's not just something straight up nefarious where they didn't want to pay them, why not sit them aside and be like, hey, I need you to focus on X, Y, and Z instead of just straight up firing them out of nowhere and creating all this drama. Because what I will say is right now, we don't know the 100% truth. And I would imagine most people who love Subnautica are going to side with the people who created the game, not the multi-billion-dollar publisher. Because right now, guys, billionaires do not have the best reputation. They're known for being cold-hearted and just firing people and taking as much profit as possible. So I'm going to give the edge to the developers, but I'm not going to say there won't be 100% truth until we see how this plays out. I'll just say it's not a good look for Krafton. We'll see how this one plays out. This is going to be interesting. But right now, I would say if you were interested in this game, you might want to take a step back before it releases and you decide to spend money on it. Because if it turns out that this billionaire company did them dirty, I wouldn't support this game. You got to stick it to them, bro. The truth is always in the middle. It usually is, and that's why I said we got to see how it plays out. But I'm gonna give the edge to the developers. The film was a small comedy skit film thing, and that's what I'm saying. Like maybe he was working on a film, but if it was like a small little skit thing and it wasn't eating up all their time, why is that any of their fucking business, bro? They said the game was in a working state and it was ready to be released in early access. The game doesn't need to be finished if it's released in early access. So we're gonna be keeping an eye on this case, man. Look at what the situation with Kojima shows you how a game looks without impacting the game. What's the name? Konami did do Kojima dirty. Yo, shout out to the King Ricky. I wouldn't trust none of these damn publishers, especially a multi-billion-dollar. You mean to tell me a multi-billion-dollar company isn't trying to keep $200 million in their pocket? Come on, you know these motherfuckers is greedy. We'll see how that one plays out. Next, just a rumor. Take it with a grain of salt, but we got some rumors on the timeline about Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. This is the new game coming from Naughty Dog, that new space game with the bald-headed chick. She also appears in the Last of Us TV show, actually. According to rumors, the launch window is said to be late 2026, so probably fall of 2026. The game is said to be The Last of Us Part 2 meets Dark Souls. I have to see what that looks like, if that's actually true. I hope it's more Dark Souls than The Last of Us, because I'm not going to lie. If it's more Last of Us than Dark Souls, that's going to piss me the fuck off. Because I told y'all, this company, in my opinion, Naughty Dog, is on the clock for me. They've been making the same game for almost 20 years. And a lot of people thought I was hating when I said this 5 years ago for the first time. But I feel like people are starting to come to my side and realize they've been making the same game for the last 15 years. And I would hate for a new IP to be the same fucking game, aka Uncharted and The Last of Us, but it's in space. Come on, guys. I want to see you guys are capable. You can do it. This is the company that made Jack and Dexter. For those of you unaware, Jack and Dexter was the first game on the PlayStation 2 that had no fucking loading screens. It was a seamless open world. So don't tell me Naughty Dog is not capable. I get on their ass because they are capable of innovating and pushing boundaries. I'm tired of Uncharted, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, Uncharted 4, Uncharted on the fucking PS Vita. The Last of Us Remastered. The Last of Us Remastered again for the PS5. The Last of Us 2, The Last of Us Remastered, the new Last of Us bundle, The Last of Us Season 1, The Last of Us Season 2, and they've already confirmed Season 3 and 4. I'm sick of it. I'm glad people are starting to wake up. I'm fucking sick of it. This shit better not be The Last of Us in space, or we're gonna flame them the fuck up, bro. Like, oh, how the mighty have fallen. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. But that being said, it's all a rumor. It doesn't mean any of this is true. I'm just acting like it's true. If it is, I hope it's more Dark Souls than The Last of Us, because then that could be an interesting combination. Because to be fair, one of my favorite games in recent memory was Remnant 2. Which is basically, it's a looter shooter that meets like Elden Ring, Dark Souls mechanics, but it has some of the most interesting, intricate, engaging boss fights with the co-op. If it's leaning towards that Remnant 2 with the awesome setups, the customization of fire story, engaging combat, it could be something good. So I'm trying to be fair. It could be something good. But if it leans more towards The Last of Us Part 2, oh my fucking God, no. We'll see. Other stuff. Has big areas with layers of travel. What up, homeless? Contains planet side travel with glider, parkour, and faith anchors where you can fast travel. So there'll be a lot of exploration is what they're claiming. The gameplay is said to be similar to God of War 2018. I don't know what that means. Maybe like over the shoulder camera, third person, which would make sense. That's every fucking Sony exclusive. Yeah, platforming. I like that. You could piece together parts of the story by finding items, collecting journal entries, and exploring. Yeah, but I hope most of the story is told through cutscenes. I do not want no environmental storytelling. No, thank you. Neil Druckmann's script is said to be heavy. There's a lot of different ways that could be interpreted. I don't know what that means. Lighting engine is insane, meaning you probably need a PS5 Pro. It's not coming to PS4 as well. Next trailer is said to be at the Game Awards 2025. So we'll see this December, basically. As long as they're trying to innovate, we need more innovation. We need more innovation. That being said, take it all with a grain of salt. None of this is confirmed. I'm not too familiar with this creator. It's just something I saw on the For You page and I wanted to bring up because it was at least fun to chat about. Take it all with a grain of salt, guys. How many hours do you think this game will be, to be honest? At least 20 hours if we're basing it off previous Naughty Dog games. At least 30 hours probably. The sooner the big console companies let people upgrade consoles, the sooner gaming can innovate. Well, just get a PC. They're never going to do that because of the beauty of console is the convenience. The moment you start, I'm not saying I'm opposed to it, but the moment you start integrating things like upgrading you can upgrade the hard drive. And look how many niggas still don't know how to do that. But the moment you integrate how to upgrade your CPU, your GPU, your RAM and stuff like that, that also creates problems for developers. One of the things that's really cool about consoles is when you're a developer, you know exactly what the specs are on the PlayStation and Xbox. So it creates, every Xbox and PlayStation is exactly the same. So you know how to optimize for it. What makes PC optimization hard is no two configurations are the same. You start implementing that into consoles, it's going to make it hard to optimize the game. So you're going to see optimization problems on console as well, similar to the PC. Yeah, it's a closed system. So I know it sounds good on paper. You actually don't want those type of upgrades. And then here's another part. A lot of console niggas is stupid. Look at the PS4 niggas. I'm gonna be honest. One of the main reasons people don't get into PC gaming is for two reasons. A, the money, which is fair. You know, it has a high barrier to entry. But then two, people are scared. They don't want to learn how to do something new. So imagine a world where you could upgrade the CPU on your PlayStation 6, right? How many of the people in the console community know that you're supposed to touch something before you put it into the console? Probably more than half of you don't know that. So what's going to happen is, let's say the PlayStation 6, you can upgrade the CPU or the GPU. PS4 peons, they're going to buy that CPU upgrade. They're going to shuffle their feet on the carpet and then try to put the CPU in. And the next thing you know, them niggas is going to get hit with the same damn lightning blast as fucking Wally West and Barry Allen. Big ass lightning bolt hit your ass. The difference is you're not turning into the Flash. You're turning into a burnt crisp of fucking bacon. Just a burnt PS4 nigga. That's what's gonna happen. So I don't think they should do it, bro. I don't think they should do it. Other news. Ground myself. The fuck you mean, bro? I just want to play 2K. Exactly. Speaking of 2K, they gonna be they gonna turn into Powerplex. It's called grounding, but yeah, you gotta hold the plastic. I know it's dickhead shit, but I'm being honest. I'm not talking about people who watch the stream, because people who watch the stream, y'all probably know that. Whether you PC or console game, you probably know that. But how many of your homies who only play 2K, Madden, GTA, do you think they know what grounding is? You really think that? Them niggas gonna try to force a GPU into that bitch and break it in half. Like, the beauty of consoles is the simplicity. So let them have it, man. Let them have it. Niggas gonna be real life Static Shock. This nigga, I was looking for a PS6. I turned into a damn bang baby. Speaking of PlayStation, not PlayStation. Speaking of 2K news though. People found the description online, and 2K's gameplay for 2K26 is described as feel more connected to every dribble and crossover with revamped size-ups and experience fast-paced dynamic moving with all new pro play features. They have revamped size-ups, it's fast-paced and dynamic moving. So a lot of people are excited. They're saying this is going to be like 2K16, but to that I say, I swear to God, they say this every year. More animations is going to be more fast and more fluid. Until we actually see the gameplay, I wouldn't get too excited about this shit, but you know. For those that wanted to know, there's that. This man's a treasure to the gaming community. I try to be. I appreciate it. Yeah, 2K says the same thing every year. We got a new trailer. Ken is coming to Fatal Fury. Fatal Fury, City of Wolves. Speaking of dead games. Oh, damn, my button. Ronaldo really killed this game, bro.
So, Ken, fire still burns, I hope.
Yeah, shout out to Ricky. This man in the chat said, I brought my stock in EA and Take-Two. I'm tired of trying to wake my brothers up. You know, it's funny. I said the same exact thing on the podcast that we recorded yesterday. Because Ethos was like, I need to learn how to short because these niggas is not listening. I said, come on over to the dark side. Ethos in the podcast. I said, I got money in Nintendo. I got money in fucking EA. These niggas don't listen. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna preach the good word on stream. And if niggas start listening and they profits going down, I'm gonna sell my shares. Don't get it wrong. But as long as niggas is not listening, I'm gonna make money off you dumbass niggas. This is not financial advice, by the way. But welcome to the dark side.
Extra hot, just like we said.
Ken looks like Ken.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Twitter need to fix their damn video player, bro. This shit ashy. 720p, that's all you got. And it froze. Look at this shit, bro. I'll just watch Maximilian play.
Look, I got my own problems. No disrespect, but you don't got a chance.
What the hell does all that mean? So, I mean, if you... For all 5 people playing this...
Fatal Fury.
Elon got all that money and ain't doing nothing but retweeting AI. That's what I'm saying. They still ain't picked this. If they really want to compete with other small social media platforms, they need to upgrade the video player so it's compatible with fucking YouTube. This man on Twitter talking about Mecha Hitler. You need a Mecha upgrade to this fucking video player. This shit is ashy. It only goes in 720p, and then it don't even look like real 720p. This shit look like 480p upscaled. Look like a fucking Switch 1 game. Other news, we got the roadmap for season 3 of Marvel Rivals, if you care. Just a quick little update. New hero on July 11th, new battle pass, new events. July 18th, the summer event, so you can put a bikini on your favorite best gal. The 25th, so new skins for the new in celebration of the new Fantastic Four film, new team up, new skin for Magic on the August 1st, as well as Black Panther. And then August 8th, that's my birthday. Friendly reminder, make sure to drop some subs. Yo, shout out to Ace the Phenom. So that's your roadmap if you care. They are dropping plenty of content. Who's excited for season 3? Woo! Next.